do you think has a bigger ego? Sunstreaker? Or this guy, Tracks? I don't know. I think might be Tracks. But it could be that accent of his too. Either way, he's a beautiful figure in a beautiful car. So maybe his arrogant streak, maybe it's a little bit deserved. We'll find out. Join me now as we look at Deluxe Class Reveal the Shield, Tracks. Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and so far in the Reveal of the Shield line, I guess you could say, we've had a couple of hits, a couple of misses. The Hot Rod mold, that Classics mold, kind of a hit, you know, bit better than average. The Wreck Guard mold, hey, that thing was a hit. If you haven't seen the reviews for those two, check them out. Especially the Wreck Guard one. That's a good figure. Good figure. You know, bit of a weird transformation at points, but a good figure. Then we done Perceptor. If you haven't seen that one, oh dear. I love him in robot mode. I love him in the fan mode, alt mode. The official alt mode is just painful to get in. So how does this guy stack up after all that? Well, again, he's a bit of an older mold. In terms of paint apps, you know, I love the blue that's on him. I love the head sculpt. That is very Tracks head sculpt. It looks great. You'll notice that he actually has an Autobot symbol here instead of the Reveal the Shield symbol. I bought this guy like this. Maybe it's not the Reveal the Shield version. Maybe it is. Maybe it is the Transformers 2010 version. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this was a repro label put on after the fact. Either way, I kind of dig having the Autobot symbol there instead of having the rub sign there. But that's just me. His chest, you know, goes out like that because, again, it's a lot like the Wheeljack. Actually, it's the exact same mold as the Wheeljack mold. I like the guns up here. I like his wing pieces. You know, in paint apps in both modes, I think they're great. He looks great as a car. He looks great as a robot. Paint apps 10. 10 for paint apps for this guy. I love it. I like the red touches here. It's great. And it looks like Tracks. To me, it reminds me of Tracks. It is, you know, it is what it is. Is he a little bit chunky? Yeah, maybe, but you're not mistaken who it is. Posability, playability, well, his head goes back and forth. Not really much moving up and down. The shoulders go all the way out. My ball joints are a bit loose now, but you know, I got him secondhand. He's a bit older, but they go, you know, all the way. They go backward, they go forward. They could go all the way around if I didn't have these wing pieces out. He has a bicep swivel. He has a nice deep double elbow. He has a wrist swivel. You know, he's still not getting very far across his chest because he kind of has a large, boisterous, bulbous chest. He has waist articulation, which is beautiful. Splits all the way out to the side, which is great. You know, he has a... he doesn't have much of a knee bend. He has a pretty... well, he has a thigh swivel. He has a limited... I didn't really notice that before, but he does have a rather limited knee bend. He has toe tilt, and he has ankle pivot back and forth and forward and back. That heel spur, I guess you can call that articulation, but you know, outside of the knees being a little less than stellar, outside of his knees being a little less than stellar, it's not. Yeah, his knees aren't great. Yeah, his knees aren't great. Outside of his knees being a little less stellar, his posability is pretty good. He rolls great in car mode. Because of the knee issue, his posability is going to get about a 7. So we have paint apps 10, posability, playability 7. Let's get into transformation for this guy and try to make this quick. Well, you take the gun out of his hand and you can fold it up. You see the C clip here. And by the way, the gun is, you know, it's just a gun. A Wheeljack goes into his shoulder as that shoulder cam thing. There you go. These pieces up here, again, the C clips, you can take those off. And all of these have places to store, and again, the two of them are, you know, they're okay little, I guess, missile launcher thingies. They're alright. Undo the backpack and push this piece in, no problemo. Flip up the feet, down bottom, and take those heel spurs, and you're going to bring them out. When you bring them out, there's a little slot here and a little tab here, and they're going to go in over like that, just like that. Little slot goes into the little hole on the other side here, same thing. We take it out and we bring it in like that, and then we can put his legs to, I think we can put his legs together. By the way, when I gave such a high mark for the paint apps, I know that he doesn't have the yellow square here on his chest, and or the flames on his chest, as some people would say, hey, he should. I know that the flames here are not, you know, exactly G1 accurate, but they're there, and I think they look really cool, so that's why I still give the paint apps a high mark. You turn them at the waist. His legs were this way, you just turn them this way, and you collapse the legs, and you can collapse his head down. No problem. And you can kind of see that he's coming together. Next, you need to deal with the arms. The arms are kind of tricky, but not really. See if I can explain this. Okay, so have his arms facing up is probably your easiest way to start, and then take the wheels, the tires, and flip it out. Take the tire and flip it out like that. You're after pushing his arms all the way up, and you got the tires flipped out, and with the arms all the way, do I have his arm all the way up? Yeah, I think so. There we go. With his arms all the way up, bend them at the elbow. So you put his arms up straight. You're going to want to have them positioned such that you can see the ball joint in there, and the tires go rotated to the outside, and you bend them at the wrist, and you face the hands down. You face the hands down like this. They're hooking down, and then you really push them into the back of the car here, and they will end up kind of locking in and tabbing in. They do tab in place. I could show you the tabs, but honestly, if you push on the elbows and push them back, you're going to end up hearing them tab into place, and then you bring that down to right here. Some people will say, hey, this section doesn't tab down. If this section doesn't tab down, then you don't have those arms quite locked into place. It might look like it, but you need to push them until you hear a little bit of a click, or at least feel a little bit of a click. And if you wanted to leave his doors out, you can do the whole, you know, wing door, flying car mode thing. I think this looks kind of stupid, and I think they really sort of stretch to do it, because you have a lot here that's not right. So I would flip in those and come back here, bring it down straight, because they were angled up, push in, and again, if you wanted to, you could do that and leave the wing doors out, no problem. There's more complicated ways to do it where his arms are actually out along the side here, and that's fine if you want to. Bring these down and flip them up. And, oh, and I untabbed something there. There you go. And that's him in car mode. Oh, by the way, this here stores in a slot in right here. There's a peg that he holds onto there. Like that. And as far as these go, these white pieces go, there's, see if I can show you. Okay, there's a white section here and a white section here, and you can probably see that there's a little rounded section in right there. This could snap on over like that, and this could snap on over like that, and there you go. And like he rolls, ooh, and I just popped one off, but that was my fault. And you know, he rolls. Why is that one not? I don't know why that one's not wanting to be my friend today. He does roll well. There's very little clearance. That might be a pain for you, I guess. It could be. If you want to do the mode where he's, you know, got his door wings, again, flip it down and out. Flip it down and out. And if you really wanted to, you could open up this section and bring the arms out into the side, like really kind of like this, and here you put these out, and that's kind of tracks with his arms to the side. But I point this out because you can also take these if you want and straighten out the C-clamp, and you'll notice that there's a little hole down here, and that little hole can go into this section here. On over like that. Same thing. If you wanted to, you could take this and it would go on over like that, and there you go. There's the flying car mode thing. I don't like that, so I tend to take this piece and turn it around so that they're not even stuck up in vehicle mode. His arms, again, I take them back like this. I bend them at the elbow. I push them back till I hear and feel them do that click. I bring it down and I put these in, and I bring them up and over, and I bring them up and over, and now all I gotta do is tab everything together, which is pretty easy. And I take these pieces here and put them here, and put them here, and boom. So transformation for this guy's 9. It's easy. The arms might trip up a few people, but it's one of those things. It's kind of like whistling, folks. Once you get it, you get it. You know how to do it. Yeah, I mean, we have a great look. He looks like tracks. We have great posability, playability. He's fun to play with. Even though mine got a few loose ball joints, and his transformation is a win. This guy here is a 9 overall. If you can get your hands on tracks, someone who often gets overlooked, don't overlook him. He's worth the time, he's worth the effort, he's worth the money, and I think you'll enjoy him. Anyway, check me out on social media, check out the Everything Factor, Machinery of Man, and I guess I will talk to you folks next time. Thanks for watching.